Okay, welcome. This video is hopefully going to help you remember or revise how to find the equation of a straight line. So there's two ways to express the equation of a line, and that is to put it in y-intercept form, and that's when it looks like this, where we've got y equals mx plus c, where we know that m represents the slope and c is your y-intercept, so hence the name intercept form. The other form is general form, where we've got ax plus by equals c, and generally what we want to have is that a and b are whole numbers, integers. We don't like using fractions with that one. It can be avoided at all costs. Right, so generally we're going to do the general form first, and my method is that all we need is a point and a slope, and if we have the point and a slope, then we're good to go. So we'll take the most easiest option here, and we'll go, what happens if we are given a point of 4 minus 1, and we have a slope of minus 3 over 5. So I'm going to use the actual slope formula. So if we recall, the slope formula is the slope equals the change in y values over the change in x values. So my slope, we know, is minus 3 over 5, and that equals the change in y. So I'm going to go y minus my y value here, which will be minus 1, so that becomes plus 1, and x minus my x value there, which is x take 4. And now it's a simple matter that we can just cross multiply. So it becomes, I'll pop the brackets there, minus 3 times all of the denominator, which is x take 4, and 5 times all of the numerator, which is y plus 1. It's a simple case now of expand the brackets and get things on one side. So minus 3 times x minus 3x plus 12 equals 5y plus 5. We want to put it in this form here. So if I bring the 5 over, 12 take 5 gives me 7. The 3x goes over here, is 3x plus 5y. And if you think that looks a bit funny, we like everything on the left, we can just say, well, that's the same as 3x plus 5y equals 7. Pretty simple. We get rid of the fractions after the first line. For some of you who remember from year 8 or year 9 using the intercept form, when you were always given the slope and the y-intercept, well, then that's the easiest way to do it. If we try to do it this way, it still works, it's still a valid method, but it gets a little bit messier. And if you don't like using fractions, then don't use this method. Use this one, and that's my preferred option. Not because I don't like fractions, just because I find it easier. So I'll just show you the y-intercept method. So we have our slope, which is minus 3/5. We pop that in, and we've now got three unknowns here, y, x, and c. We do have the point, so that's 4 minus 1. This is my x value, this is my y value, so it's subtime. Wherever the y is, we'll replace it with minus 1. It becomes 3 over 5 times your x value, which is 4, plus c. This is now minus 1. Minus 3 times 4 is minus 12 over 5. You can see it's already taking a little bit longer. You can work that out. Minus 1 plus, what's that, 2 and 2/5. So that becomes c is 1 2/5. And now we substitute that back up here. So we end up with y equals minus 3 over 5x. What's that? 157. So that becomes plus 7 over 5. And you can see that if I now times through by the 5, I get the same answer here. Okay, because if the 3x goes over, it's minus 3x. I just find this method very short, sharp, and shiny. Hopefully you do as well. I'm going to step it up a notch and say, well, what happens if we now have slightly different information given to us? So a typical question might be, find the equation of the line that passes through the points 5 minus 2 and 1 4. Comes back to, what two things do you need to find the equation of a line? we need the slope, and we need a point. Now we've got points galore here, so you could choose either point. To get the slope, we recall our slope formula, change in y over change in x, or y2 take y1 over x2 take x1, or y1 take y2 over x1 take x2. Basically, we're going to go change in the y's, so minus 2 take 4 over 5 take 1, and we're left with minus 6 over 4. Huge tip, make sure that you always put this in the lowest possible form. So that's going to be minus 3 over 2. So that is my slope. You can now choose either point here. I'm just going to choose 1, 4 because they're both positive. You could have just chosen 5 minus 2 because it came first. There's no right or wrong answer there. And now we go back into our slope formula. So we say the slope equals y, take the y value here, which is 4, all over x, take the x value, so take 1, and now we cross multiply. Make sure this minus, give it to one of these two. Don't give it to both. So I'm giving it to the minus 3, so it becomes minus 3x. Minus times a minus is a plus. And now we cross multiply here, so we get 2y. 2 times 4 is 8. Make sure that you do multiply each term and not just the first one, forget about the last. So here we go, get everything into the general form. I'm going to bring the 8 over like we did last time, so it becomes 11 equals 3x plus 2y, and therefore that's the same as saying 3x plus 2y equals 11. At this point here, if I had kept the minus 3x, brought the 2y over, it becomes minus 2y equals now minus 11. This just doesn't look nice. Remember when we talked about it being in the form ax plus by equals c, we like the a and the b to be and c to be whole numbers, but it's also nice if your a value here is positive. So that's why if we times everything through by minus 1, we get the same answer that we had before. So it doesn't really matter how you go about that. It's just, again, nice manners, maths manners, to have that there. Okay, let's see a slightly more complicated version. Well, not complicated, it's just I'm trying to give you this, trying to make you get the slope and the point by doing a little bit of extra work, instead of just saying here's the slope, here's the point. So another classic question could be, find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to 5x plus 2y, let's say equals 11, and passes through the point minus 3, 4. So once again, in order to find the equation of a straight line, what do you need? You need the slope, you need a point. Well, once again, we've got the point, but we haven't got the slope. Right from the beginning, we reminded you that when a straight line is in the form y equals mx plus c, this is your slope. Your m is your slope. So all we need to do is rearrange this into that form. So put the minus 5x on the other side. Well, the 5x on the other side becomes minus 5x. At this point here, I can see what my slope is because I don't want 2y, I just want y, which means I have to divide by 2. So therefore, my slope of this line is minus 5 over 2. But that's not the slope I wanted because we wanted the perpendicular slope. How do we get the perpendicular slope? It's the negative reciprocal of this. In layman's terms, flip and reverse the sign. So we want the perpendicular slope, which is going to be, so flip 2 over 5, that was negative, so this one's positive, and we've got the point, which is minus 3 over 4. You should know this now. You probably pause the video and see if you can get the equation of the line, and then check that you have done it correctly. So pause. I will continue here. So we've got the slope equals y take 4 over x take 3, which becomes plus 3. Now we cross multiply, so 2x plus 6 equals 5y take 20. Put it in a general form. So this 2x, the 2 was positive, so I'm bringing it onto the left-hand side now. Take away the 6 equals minus 26. And there you have it. So practice a few of these, keep going through. If you have a worded question, just make sure you ask yourself, what do I need to find the equation of a line, slope, and a point? And then, well, how do I find the slope? How can I get the point? And hopefully you find that easier, and hopefully that helps. Good luck.